prop it open with a pen, so that didn't happen to me.
Got it set up on auto payment.
Yeah, I have that set up for auto payment. I never get the newsletter. They're supposed to email it, but
I receive them via email, but I don't do auto payment myself.
I don't get the email though sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh dear, I'm way too tall again.
Okay, we'd like to welcome everybody here to our city council meeting tonight. We appreciate your attendance here. We'd like to welcome any visitors or scouts or students that are here. I can see some scouts here, and that's wonderful. We'll certainly give you a chance to, we'll talk with you in just a minute. So, our invocation will be offered by Councilmember Wright and the pledge by Councilmember Smith.
Our dear kind Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day and grateful for the many blessings that Thou gives us. Grateful for this opportunity to be here and to support our city and to do what's best. And we pray that we will receive Thy guidance and inspiration as we make decisions that will affect our city and our citizens. And we pray, Father, Thou will help us to do what is best and to know what is right. And we ask for all of these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Will the audience please arise? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Okay, I need approval of the meeting's agenda or an amendment to the meeting.
Mayor, I move that we amend the agenda for tonight. See if I can find the right one. To remove from the agenda the discussion on the Yule property.
Okay, on number 7.
Yes.
Okay, you want to, what's the correct terminology?
Would you like us to continue that?
Continue it to a different date, or is that?
Yeah, if you continue it to an open date, then we can just schedule it on our end.
Okay, sounds good.
And I move that we continue item number 7 to a future date.
Okay, very good. I have a motion. Do I hear a
Second.
Those in favor, oh, is it a roll call vote?
No,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
so we still need to approve the agenda. The way that motion was just continued the one item.
Okay,
Okay.
So,
Then
we still need a motion to
So
approve the agenda.
I motion that we approve the agenda
as amended?
as amended, yes.
I'll second.
okay, those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Whoever wrote the rules on Robert Rules of Order, I have no idea. It didn't happen in my household, I can tell you that. It was just whoever had the sharpest knife. All right. Very good. We have an opportunity for people every council meeting to be able to give you a chance to say what you would like to the council. We allow you 3 minutes. It's not an opportunity for a dialogue or questions and answers, but it gives you an opportunity to say what you'd like to. The forms are out in the foyer, so just fill them out and come. We have some here tonight. And you can feel very comfortable talking to us about whatever happens to be on your mind. And we're grateful. We really like it, citizens being able to share some of their thoughts and circumstances. And to be honest with you, it's allowed us to be able to resolve some issues that we were not aware of. So we appreciate people taking the time to do it. We know how difficult it is to talk from that rostrum, but we do appreciate those who take the courage to do that sort of thing. So thank you. We would like to welcome any students who are here, any particular students, or also the scouts. Would you tell us which scout group you're with?
We're Troop 0456, and we're just based down the street.
Okay, sounds good. And how many do you have with you? You looks like you've got
5 right now.
very good. And you've got your adult leaders with you. Very good. Excellent. And I have some students in the back, is that right? Okay, very good. We're glad you're here. We appreciate your attendance here tonight, and hopefully that you'll find it enlightening for you. Okay, we'll enter the ceremonial part. So, Emily, we'll turn the time over to you.
Awesome. We are really excited to be here, and I'm going to introduce one of our outreach educators, Cheney Ray, who oversees our teen programs, and she's going to do the talking points. So, Cheney.
The All-State High School Art Show, hosted at the Springville Museum of Art, is one of the largest exhibitions of its kind in the nation. This year, 110 Utah schools submitted 1,073 works of art by 908 students. Of those, 352 pieces were selected for display. It's a huge honor to be accepted into this prestigious exhibition. Today, we'd like to recognize the accomplishments of the students of Springville who were accepted into the show. It is especially exciting to see the talents of students from our own community represented in the show. Because of their accomplishments, we would like to give them the Art City Spirit Award. This award celebrates artists John Hafen and Cyrus Dallin, who used their artistry and generosity to help shape Springville's identity as Utah's art city. Like Hafen and Dallin, you have used your gifts to uplift and serve others. This painting by John Hafen honors your lasting influence and is a reminder that through your efforts, Springville has become an even more beautiful and inspiring place. We would like to honor the following students that live in Springville today. Sophie Bach for The Light of Truth and Beauty. You can come on up. Samantha Dunn for Tempestus. She's not here, sorry. Also not here, Milia Hank for Disconnect. Samuel Marshall Reeser for Past, Present, Future. And Kiji Story for Blue Thunder. We are so proud to have these students represent Springville in this statewide exhibition. Congratulations to our students, and we look forward to seeing what you will do in the future. Thank you, City Council.
Thank you. Whoops. Yep.
Stop it.
You guys are crazy. Just sit up here and smile.
Stolen valor, right?
That's wonderful. Emily knows this. I grew up in a house with an artist as a hobby, and it was wonderful. And I just really applaud people who express themselves with the pen and paper or the brush and oils or the watercolors or whatever it might be. We just think that's a wonderful expression. And we appreciate Emily and her whole group being able to put this show on. It's one of many shows that she does, but the high school show is remarkably supportive of all the way from state legislature all the way through. So it's a wonderful thing. So thank you very much. Okay, Stacy, Arbor Day.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Give me just a second and we'll pull this up. Okay, we're here tonight to officially, let's see if we can get this bar to go down.
You can do it from the top left too. Yep.
There we
that
go.
one. Yeah.
There we go. We're here to officially proclaim Arbor Day as Friday, April 24th, 2026 in Springville. Before we do the proclamation, I wanted to just give you a brief history about our being a Tree City, USA. We've been a Tree City for 46 years. And there's 4 things that you need to become designated as a tree city. And that is one, to make sure that you have a tree department, a professional forester, or a board that is committed to trees. Also, a community tree ordinance, which we have, and a community forestry program, and an Arbor Day observation and proclamation. And that's why we're here this evening, is to just proclaim a Tree City, or proclaim Arbor Day. Also, just wanted to let you guys know, I know I've told you this before, but we have over 36,000 trees in our city. That includes our street trees, our city and canyon parks, and the golf course. Maybe we have about 20 less trees at the golf course, but we have planted trees elsewhere that probably has actually got us a little bit over that number.
And those are city trees, not personal trees.
Yes, city trees. Those are city trees that. But wanted to invite all of you. We have an Arbor Day celebration coming up. It'll be at Cherry Creek Elementary this year. It'll be Friday, April 24th at 2:15 p.m. And there'll be a small tree program, and then also a planting on the grounds there. And the students will be learning about trees and conservation that whole week. So want to invite you all out to come celebrate that with us. And with that said, I wanted to just turn the time back to you, Mayor, to proclaim Arbor Day on April 24th.
Very good. Now, therefore, I, Matt Packard, Mayor of the City of Springville, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Springville, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And I urge all citizens to plant and care for trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Very good. Okay, now we'll enter the portion for public comment. I'll start off. Dixie Lewis.
I'm Dixie Lewis, and I just wanted to come and introduce myself. I'm the fairly new director of the Pioneer Museum that's across the street, and the city owns our building, so I just wanted everybody to be acquainted with me in conjunction with working some of our problems out over there. We are trying to make the museum look a little bit more, have a little bit more curb appeal, which is going to happen. I've worked with the grounds maintenance, and we're going to be planting some old-fashioned flower gardens and painting the front door and kind of sprucing the place up. So I just wanted to let you be familiar with me, and if you have any questions, that I'm the one, I guess, that you talk to. So thank you for letting me come. Some of you guys are my neighbors.
Dixie, why don't you give us your telephone number for anybody who's maybe online or in the audience here that would like to make a contact to you?
Okay, it's 801 427 4402. My title? Yeah, you told me what to. Well, I'm the director of the Pioneer Museum. So, yeah, okay.
Very good.
Hey, Dixie. Well, Scott, have you and Dixie met?
We hadn't. Some of my staff did just recently talk with her, but we hadn't met.
Okay. So maybe have a little chat before she takes off.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Some of us know Dixie, and she is vibrant and lively and well loved by her neighbors. So she's a sweetheart. Okay, Mr. Clark King.
I picked the worst night to come to give you one of my drawings when you see beautiful artwork up there for real artists, but a long time ago I drew the old 37 LaFrance fire truck. I've given one to the chief of police and the fire chief, but I would like that each one of you to have a copy of it. Now, you don't have to keep it or display it or anything, but I would appreciate it if you throw it away in private so I don't see you. Now, Jake's grandfather was very instrumental in getting the old 37 LaFrance fire truck restored. And I don't know if all of you are aware where it is, but it's in the little section where the fire trucks are. So I'd like each one of you to have a copy of it. And like I say, oh, by the way, this is a little side note. You can't tell it by looking at Chris, but his mother is a very beautiful lady. She's my age. And I worked with your dad, Mindy, in Geneva Steel, 1972. Mike, your dad was my 8th grade math teacher in 1958.
You bricked my house.
Yeah, I bricked your house, and it's still standing.
Yes.
And I coached Little League with Jake's dad. And then Troy and I used to be in the same ward, but that was a long time ago. Okay, I'll be quiet.
Thanks, Clark.
Pass those around.
Thanks, Clark.
Thanks, Clark. And Clark didn't mention some of us went to school with his sister, Manon King.
2 of us did.
Two of us, yeah.
And this is the second one that Clark's given me. And I didn't throw the first one away.
They're my own drawing. Oh, and then one last thing. I think I'm loud enough everybody can hear. It's a little artistic license. The axe is actually on the other side of the fire truck, but I put it on the left side.
We'll let it slide.
I guess Councilmember Millsap and I are going to have to find our connection.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
you
get a
got to figure out
connection,
somebody
yeah.
you connect with.
Well, he's pretty timid, so you're gonna have a hard time connecting with him. Okay, Sarah Harvey.
Hi, I'm glad to be here. And thank you for letting me come and talk to you tonight. I represent the Springville Mapleton Chamber of Commerce. I'm the board this year, board chair. I'm not the board, I am the chair. But one of the things I wanted to let you know, very soon, everyone should be getting one of these in the mail. And they are our business and community guide. They're awesome. It tells all about the events that are going to be happening in Springville and Mapleton this year. And in the back, there's a directory of chamber members, so the businesses that you want to use every day. Remember there was this thing called the Yellow Pages a long time ago? Well, this is your community connection to local businesses. So that's awesome. Upcoming, we have scholarships that are going to be given to local high school students from Springville and Merritt Academy. The way that we get the money for that is our annual golf tournament, and I'm sure many, many people have known about this for a long time. It's beautiful. It's up at our Hobble Creek Golf Course in the fall, and those will be awarded the first week in May. The tournament also supports other charity events that we do through the year. We have ribbon cutting coming up in May for Art City Auto Body. Some people have said, a rumor that that was a Springville temple going up at the south end of Maine. But no, I've toured it last week. It's amazing, and so we're looking forward to that ribbon cutting. And I guess they have a whiskey lounge in there or something. They're going to serve some mocktails during their ribbon cutting, so that's coming up. Something about a bike with the mayors happening in May.
Something like that.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We are very excited this year to be doing some different events with America 250. It is the celebration of our country being 250 years old, and we'll look forward to working with the city on some exciting things happening with that. Mindy Wright is recently on our board, so we're so grateful for that collaboration. And Patrick Money is representative from Springville, which we love him on the board. He's such a great representative of Springville. And what else did I want to say? Oh, one of the events we do regularly is a noon networking, and that's where we have lunch and people come in and give us presentations. We have delicious food, and that happens to be happening next Tuesday. And we have kind of a fun presenter. It's some little project called Springville Rising. Some people may have called it the Allen's Block, but we now call it 4th and Main, right? And they have a lot of different things happening, and so we're going to have a presentation on that. It is reservation only, but we do invite all of you to come, and if you do want to come, let Mindy know by Thursday, and we'll get you situated and make sure you can come to that. So I appreciate being able to speak to you. And Mindy, do you have anything else to say about our chamber?
It's a fantastic chamber. I've only been to a couple of meetings, but they are well organized and they make a lot of things happen for our city, for our businesses.
Thank you.
So thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. Okay, we appreciate everyone's input. We'll enter the portion of a consent agenda. Is there any questions on the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
I'll second.
Okay, it's a roll call vote. Mindy?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Logan?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Creer, you're up for a consideration of a deferral agreement on
We continued that one.
That's the Yule one.
Oh, I didn't read the second line, sorry. Apology. Okay. Heather? Looks like we got a consideration of an ordinance for fences.
Let me just pull this up really quickly. Mayor, Council, it's great to be here with you tonight. My name's Heather Goins. I work in the Community Development Department, and I'm here to present the fence code ordinance amendments that we have been working diligently on. Okay, so I want you all to think back to 2016. It was the time we had the Zika virus, Pokemon Go was released, and we lost Carrie Fisher, John Glenn, and George Michael. Captain America Civil War was the top grossing movie at the box office, and we all jammed to Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. Can you guess what else happened in 2016? That's right. The last revision on the fencing code also happened then. Coincidentally, the movie Fences was also released in 2016. As I have been reviewing applications and answering questions about fencing, we have had repeat questions and frustrations that have arisen with the current code. Some of these include corner lot fence placement, alleys, property lines. The list goes on. Some applicants always say, I'm going to go to the mayor and the city council to get it fixed, but they usually don't because they
are in a hurry and want to get their fence put in. So, staff finds that these amendments are necessary and overdue. We want to make it easier for residents to understand the requirements, so when they submit a fence drawing with their application, it can be correct the first time instead of having to go back and forth with the applicant on their application. This will save the applicant time as well as staff time. To illustrate the reasons for the amendments, I'm going to explain what this amendment will achieve. First, it addresses vague areas of the code. It establishes timelines for applications, which makes it easier for residents to understand and follow through with an application, and in turn makes it easier for staff to review those applications. The amendments in this revision are in accordance with our general plan. And this amendment has been reviewed by myself, Director Yost, Attorney Penrod, and Planner Thompson. The objective, which is the whole reason we're here tonight, right, is the intent and purpose of our general fence ordinance is to ensure that we have safe sightlines and minimize any negative impact from tall fences or things that are a visual hazard to those who are traveling or walking. We've reorganized this ordinance for clarity, and so that kind of rearranged many of the same things that are in there are still in there. It just rearranged it to make it a little more fluid and readable and understandable. Along with this, this code revision clarifies placement for corner lot fences. And we have put in a new diagram to show where it can go. So here is a picture of that diagram, which shows where corner fences can be placed down around in the bottom section. It shows clear view. It shows where the front yard is, the corner side yard, the side yard, and the rear yard. And this is going to be a great tool for our residents and our staff to be able to just look at a glance and see what is allowed. On October 28, 2025, the Planning Commission reviewed this same amendment, and they forwarded a positive recommendation to you with a vote of 5-0 with 1 abstention. Tonight, I'm asking for your approval of this item that is as it is written and was recommended by the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Okay, questions for Heather?
I have a question.
Yes.
So in whichever section it's in, it talks about if there's a plan that was submitted and there's revisions that are required by the city and there's no response from the applicant in 60 days, then the application expires. What does response look like to the city? Does that just mean they need to say, I got your email, or does it look more substantial than that?
It could be just, at least there's some back and forth. If they do say, yes, I got your email, that would be fine. Also, we just want them to move forward with their application, right? We're trying to get everyone to the point where they meet the code and can move forward. So I would accept that as enough, and then I would reach out to them again and work with them to get what we need to move on it. Mm-hmm.
How many fence permits do we get annually about?
That's a really good question. I don't have an exact number, but I would guess we get around 50 to 75-ish.
Okay.
It also depends on how many new subdivisions and things that we have as well. That also impacts how many fence permits we usually get.
Mm-hmm. So, sorry, one more question regarding the 60 days. Will you give one last notification to the applicant saying this has been past 60 days, we're going to close your account?
Yes.
Okay, so that will be sent out. Okay.
Yes.
So what differences between the old ordinance and this one? Of course, this is a much clearer description of really how the fence orders, but what changes are there made other than some of these clarifications for?
Gotcha. There aren't too many like substantive changes in it. So here I have this slide that will show you what we added. So we've added a clearer definition of corner side yard because that has been a problem in the past. We address alley fencing. We address application and permit timelines like we've just been speaking about. The Land Use Authority approves the fences that are over 6 feet. There are some elevation changes, clarifications, and we address property lines.
Is the land use authority the city?
Yes, so that would be the Community Development Director of how they've got that set up.
I really like that. I
Yes.
really do.
Yes.
And you have a section in there for, I can't remember what the section was named, but it was deer abatement, or were you dealing
Oh,
with
yes,
deer?
to help with the deer
Yeah,
control so they don't jump into your yard.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, understand that.
I don't know if I saw it in there, but how do you measure the height of a fence? Are you talking at the base of the post? You know, sometimes I see the fence into the ground, just sitting on the ground. Other times it's on top of a concrete. And it's
correct.
more like
It's raised.
7 or 8 feet from the sidewalk level to the top of the fence. How are you measuring that?
I interpret it as being measured from just the ground level. So if it's being built up, that's another good point in here is we talk about retention walls, where that can have been 6 feet is the maximum height from ground elevation to the height of the fence. 6 feet is all that's allowed.
There's actually some complex language in there to calculate that, because we've had people manipulate yards and things to change fences. So there's some language in there defining how you measure it.
Yeah.
There's a definition for it.
Yeah,
What if
for
they-
elevation changes.
They build up a berm.
Yeah, there's elevation changes and it's on page, the third, fourth.
Yes, and it is in there. If you need me to look it up and read it out, I can. So,
No, I just wasn't
Okay.
sure if it was in there. or not.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a fence at one point, this is many years ago, but through doing that, the fence on the inside was 6 feet, the fence on the outside or the neighboring property was over 12 feet tall. So it resulted in a lot of language being added.
Did it have Constantine wire across the top?
What is the city's response when things like that happen? You have this permitting process to try and help residents to be aware of what the requirements are and avoid problems. So what happens if they do whatever they prefer to do rather than what's in the code?
Sure. And are you speaking of where they get a permit and then they just kind of do it, or they just do it without a permit?
Either
Yes,
one.
either one. So that's when code enforcement comes into play. So, because I don't drive around and look for fences that are non-compliant. So we would rely on our complaint-based system for code enforcement, and they would go check it out. And if it is indeed not meeting the code, then they would be required to take it down. So it can be expensive if you don't follow the rules.
Sure.
Okay, other questions? Very good, then. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 11-2026, amending Springville City Code Title 11, Chapter 6, Section 213, General Fence Requirements.
Okay,
Second.
I have a second roll call vote. Mike?
Yes?
Logan?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Mindy?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Okay, very good, Heather. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Okay, Carla, you're up.
I was asking Josh, how come I don't get to do fun things in my presentations and all of that? And he said it's because my humor tends to be kind of snarky, so I have to be good. He's not wrong, but lost my presentation. Okay, great. Okay. Well, then maybe I won't have a presentation.
Maybe you don't have a presentation, right?
That could be accurate. That could be very accurate. I thought I swore I put it in here. Anyway, all right. So we may have to go sans presentation. The first item that I have for you tonight is Perry Sharma, who owns the property. It is, we'll pull it up on the map so we can at least see where we're looking here. All right, this is property that is located on 1600 South, with our new interchange coming in. This is the property in question here. It is currently zoned NC, and the property owner has requested a rezone to HC. So I put both the definitions of both the NC and the HC as they are defined in the purpose of our zoning districts in 114102, and based upon those definitions, neighborhood commercial is not really the best zone for this right now, as the total nature of 1600 South is changing with the construction of the interchange. The NC zone was originally put in place in 2003, when the changes on 1600 South were not really even a blip on anyone's radar at the time. Now the HC does allow for greater height, but with the adjacency to Kelvin Grove Park, it will not be right up against individual homes and residents to impact them. And then, as you can see, there is the Department of Transportation owns this, and then this is, of course, the substation from the Utah Valley Power. So this did go before the Planning Commission on February 10th, and the discussion there centered around the changing nature of 1600 South, and that the HC zone was applicable to this area now as it is developing, and will allow for better use of the property as far as the potential tenants that the property owners have coming in, including a climbing gym that has been working with them to do some really cool stuff here in Springville, and they need the greater height. I have provided a breakdown of the differences in the site requirements compared to the HC and the NC, as well as a list of the intensity of uses. Now, I included light industrial simply because this area here is all zoned light industrial. So that will give you a little bit of understanding of and some comparison to look at the surrounding zoning. So you'll see that the substation has some NC zoning as well. And it's kind of this island, and then and the zoning across will likely change. So it will be compatible with the zoning, the RRC zoning that we have here, the RC zoning that is here, and the potential future zoning for the A1 as part of the 1600 South plan.
Is that A1 in Spanish Fork right there?
No, this is the Crandall property. This is the Spanish Fork property in this little blip here. Blip being the official GIS term.
Spanish Fork's in gray.
Yeah.
Does the property owner who's petitioned this, does he own another piece of property? Did I misread that, or was that another?
No, they own.
Is it on the other one that you're presenting?
Yes, that is, the next two items are one property owner.
Oh, okay.
Having with two different items.
So then my question is, why does the highway department own that, and is that for sale, or do you have any idea?
I believe that has, and I'm going to defer to Troy to answer this. It has something to do.
I can answer.
Oh,
that.
okay. Or
That small parcel that she's got highlighted right now is a detention basin that drains part of the highway itself, purchased by
The new highway. Okay, okay.
So, yeah, and, but with that, once again, the property owners, as I've spoken to them and their agents and the potential users, they're looking at this back area here for the climbing gym. So once again, it will be abutting up against areas that will not be impacted by the height. And for those that may come along on this northern side with it, there will still need to be a buffer, as there is, because it is a residential zone. But with it being the park, there won't be such a great impact with the more intense uses of the highway commercial.
Is there any additional businesses or entities that plan on going in there besides this climbing gym? I mean, currently?
Not that I am aware of. That is the only potential user that I've had conversations with, and as part of this, because we've worked with them on finding some locations throughout the city that they may be able to locate. But I do know, as I've spoken to the representatives, Lance Richards and Tim Simonson, both of them have mentioned that they have been working with potential clients, and the HC would be more amenable to the uses that they are looking for.
Okay.
How does the proposed change go with the 1600 South Plan or the new general plan?
It actually, so the new general plan has this area just as a commercial and mirrors much of what we have in the 1600 South plan. But as the 1600 South plan does show this area that is largely undeveloped now, and then also as you're moving east to be mixed use with a higher intensity bordering the 1600 South, it will match well, but yet it also, with the break of Wallace Drive, provides a little bit of a buffer as it will transition into more of a mixed use neighborhood type development that we see in the 1600 South plan that includes residential as well as commercial and a mix of housing types. Did that.
Do you have any idea what Spanish Fork intends to do across the street?
You know, that's a question for Troy. I'll let him talk that one.
Well, actually, I mean, you can see that what she just highlighted there is actually the bridge coming back down to ground level. So there's not a lot that can be done necessarily there. We've had multiple conversations actually with the people that have had this historically under contract from the original owners, and they've been trying to get high density housing out of Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork, just before you were on the council, discussed potentially adjusting city boundary lines there and having that be part of Springville. Those discussions kind of fell off, but there's still discussions about cleaning up the boundary lines, because you can see the very jagged boundary lines between the two cities there, and you can see some roadways going in there. So there's been discussion about cleaning up property lines of Spanish Fork. So over the next kind of 6 months to a year, I think there'll be a lot of discussions about what is happening there. But the current concept would be to have high density housing in the Spanish Fork area.
Thanks.
Other questions for Carla? Okay.
Motion to approve ordinance number 12-2026, amending the official zoning map of Springville to HC-highway commercial for the property located at the northwest corner of Wallace Drive and 1600 South and identified as parcel 26:047:0195.
Okay, I have a motion.
I'll second it.
Second, that's a roll call vote. Karen?
Yes.
Mindy?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Logan?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
This is why I need my supervisor at all times. Oh, look, there it is. Well, I feel like an idiot. Okay. Let's put that on the public record.
This is why you get to do presentations, so we can have your commentary.
How many times have I done this? Like, I still can't get my unmute on my Zoom. Like, everything is just a struggle. Okay.
Well, that's because you root for University of Utah. That's the reason.
Wow. You just had to go there, didn't you? You just had to. All right, that's valid, because I probably would have done the same thing. So, yeah, that's valid.
Okay.
So the next two items that we have are together. Let me get off of this okay. So the next two items, there needed to be a two-step process. One was to make a general plan amendment for this property, and then to go to the rezone. So we'll start with the general plan amendment. So this is the property in question. It is currently a single-family home that is on this property, as you'll see. So this is the existing in effect 2011 general plan future land use map. And as you can see, the gray is the industrial. This little red star is the property in question. Pink commercial, and then the tan and the yellow are both residential. So this is a draft from the Painting Tomorrow, Springville 2045, which we are in the process of drafting right now. And the area in this is labeled as an emerging neighborhood, which the new plan identifies as one of our newest opportunities for growth with a blend of housing types and densities. The mint green will be contemporary neighborhoods, and the brown is the historic, yellow being transitional neighborhoods. And I'm not going to go into the whole part of our general plan where we're moving away from uses as much in our and moving towards a neighborhood characteristic. And so that's why these definitions are a little bit different than you see in the existing 2011 general plan. So it would require that the current general plan, as I said, has this as industrial. But with the upcoming plan as an emerging neighborhood, that would be consistent. It's also consistent with the use, which I will go into more during the zoning amendment. The property is a single-family home. The home was built in 1949. At the time that it came into the city, this was the edge of our property, and we had it designated as industrial. However, you'll see in the zone, and when I get to the next item, that there are a lot of residential uses around that. And as we're moving forward, there is also the property here that is currently owned by Larry H. Miller and Nebo School District, and will be also residential. The property owner actually has two properties. He owns both he owns this property here, and he also owns this one, which is already in a low-density residential. So he's just looking to have consistency on these two parcels that he owns, which will assist him as he moves forward with plans for his property. So that's the general plan amendment, and I'll let you act on that, and then I will go to the zoning amendment.
Okay, questions for Carla?
Do we have a plan for improving access to this area as an emerging neighborhood?
Yes, that comes a lot from what is happening with the Larry H. Miller development. As they bring in, there'll be plans for access to all of this that will be part of that.
But we do in that area have light industrial going on right now.
Not
North and
really, and I will get into that more in the zone map amendment. So, because the light industrial is a zoning designation, whereas in the general plan, it's just an industrial designation. But I will go ahead and we'll just show you that now so that you can see. As you zoom in, these are all single-family homes that were all built before this area came into the city.
There's no dairy in there anymore? Was there a dairy there at one time?
I believe the
dairy's across the street.
The dairy's over in this area, but there are single-family homes here, and these people have I don't know if that's a pool or, they have a pool. So definitely not light industrial manufacturing use. And then, as you can see, single-family homes. These are actually rentals, but they are single-family homes. There's a single-family home here, and here, and here. And here in this area that will be part of this development by Larry H. Miller Homes. So like I said, when this area came into the city, it was the edge. We looked at that at the time as being kind of our industrial area. It was before general plans were really a state mandated item. And so all of these homes existed and were being used as single-family homes when the area was annexed into the city.
So, Carla, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I don't think I've ever been on this road before, but it appears to me that just above this property that there are
This way?
business sheds straight north.
North, okay.
Yep, right there.
Yes.
Yeah, those aren't homes.
No, those are some storage units that are owned by Mike Klauk along with the, or are they multifamily, Josh?
No, they're really just sheds.
Yeah, so to say that they're storage units is being very generous. But this is single family, and then Mike also owns a couple of these that he has as rentals, along with this. So really, and then Mr. Viana has some industrial stuff that he has had back here. This is an old, this is a shed that he uses, and then the storage units. But other than that,
That's all been grandfathered in, and
yeah. So it is the single family home is a legal non-conforming use. But Mr. Viana would very much like to have this change to residential. He's had the property on the market numerous times, and every time someone has called the city asking about the property, they've asked about the potential for a rezone to residential.
So where the future use of this is residential, the current use is residential, why aren't we just doing a blanket, all these things are residential zone change instead of just the pocket?
Well, for one thing, the other property owners haven't asked us to do that. And at this time, we didn't want to just impose a zone upon them since they are legal non-conforming. Mr. Viana is the only one who has asked for the zoning to be changed. And my understanding is, as I've talked to him and his representatives, is that it will make it easier for him to sell the property if it is rezoned.
okay, other questions for Carla? Okay, I think we're going to take both of these one at a time. We don't need to have much discussion, I don't think, on number 11. So,
the rest is pretty basic.
okay, very good. It's open for a motion on number 10.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number, ordinance number 13-2026, amending the general plan land use map to change the land use designation from industrial manufacturing to low-density residential to parcel 26-031-0063, located at 886 South, 50 West, Springville, Utah, consisting of 3/4 of an acre.
I have a motion.
I will second that.
Says roll call vote. Jake?
Yes.
Mindy?
No.
Karen?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Logan?
Yes.
Okay, the majority rules on it, 4-1. Number 11, I'm open for a motion.
I move that we approve ordinance number 14-2026, amending the Springville City official zone map to apply the R1-15 zone to parcel 26-031-0063, located at 886 South 50 West, Springville, Utah, consisting of 0.75 acres.
Okay, I have a motion on the table. I hear a second.
I'll second.
Okay, it's a roll call vote. Mindy?
No.
Jake?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Logan?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Again, 4-1. Okay, so that passes. Okay, thank you, Carla. All right, do we have need for a closed session? And so I need a motion to adjourn to a closed session for, oops.
Before that, do we want to take any other reports, mayor, council, and administrative
Oh.
reports?
I told you to remind me of that, didn't I? Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna make sure that at the end of the city council meetings, prior to a closed session, if you will, to give the opportunity for the city council to report on any actions in your community board, on your utility board, or in your PAR boards, anything in relationship that the council needs to be aware of, some actions or things that you're sensing that we just need to be aware of.
So I have one.
Okay.
Actually, it's kind of two. I'll be doing a training presentation for the utility board next month, since there's some vital things that need to take place tomorrow. So we've moved that to next month. But part of that training, and I've talked to you about this, Mayor, and you said, yeah, it's a good thing to do, is to have the board chairman come to city council meeting and explain the philosophy behind why the board voted the recommendation the way that they did. In addition to staff's reports and information to us, I'd like to hear why the board voted the way they did. And I think that would be good with the other two boards as well, PAR board and community board.
I think if you do it for one, you ought to do it for the other.
Yeah, and
Others.
I mean, we've actually got, the directors are working on kind of an initiative the mayor put me onto on kind of energizing our boards, and so multiple things are happening. They're each working individually, and so that idea is one that should be incorporated in, but kind of onboarding and training to make sure our board members know and understand their responsibilities coming in. At kind of Kim's office, the recorder's office is working on that. We're working on kind of increasing and improving the agenda planning and review process for this, and a number of other things with it, and really could use then we're also going to put the minutes in the packet so the rest of you can see what's happening in the other boards you're not part of, and then utilizing this section here to discuss not only amongst yourselves what's happening, but make sure if there's questions regarding kind of the staff and things, that this would be a good time to discuss those. At the end of the night, we often want to get out of here, but in my experience historically, it's been a good opportunity for you as a council to stay coordinated on items that are happening in boards and commissions. And remember, there's a lot of things happening in things like with regard to Water Users Association or solid waste, or maybe Miss Springville's coming up. So each of your areas have other boards and commissions that aren't just kind of PAR and utility board that could be reported on here, to make sure you all stay connected on those things.
The library board is required to make an annual report to the council.
Yeah, and
Can we do something like that for the others?
that's required by state law. That's why they're coming. But if you want it to be the practice of your other boards and commissions to come report, we'd be happy to coordinate that as well.
An announcement for the community board is that we are going to be reviewing the draft of the general plan on this Thursday, April 9th. And I will say we've taken a look at it. A lot of people have reviewed it, and I think it's a really good draft. There are some bold recommendations that they make in there, so we'll have to see what those come to the city council. If we are really wanting to put, put our support behind some of those recommendations, but I will say that they are pretty bold.
Yeah, and I just simply say that that puts a lot of weight on the community board, and it's a lot of responsibility to make a recommendation. Of course, then it goes to the planning commission, but the responsibility that the community board has in this sort of thing is, I can't underestimate how powerful it is. I printed it out. It was 158 pages, and it was.
But very well written. I feel like it touches on a lot of the different aspects for our city, and so I feel it's a very good draft. There are a few little tweaks that we might need to make here and there, but I think the general plan overall is solid.
What does it look like to make adjustments to that plan? Because we've had people make suggestions, but I mean, what happens with the suggestion from the community board in particular?
Yeah, I mean, the community board is going to come with recommendations, so I think Josh can probably speak to this better than I can, but I think even the initial staff review had something in excess of 500 comments back. So I'd anticipate dozens, if not hundreds, of comments from community board. And so you're going to have kind of the community board on opposite side of some of those recommendations, because and there will filter up here. So the consultants will work through those and try and create as much harmony as possible in terms of creating a document. But at the end of the day, it ends here, and you have complete control over that. In other words, if there's a recommendation that a majority of you say, no, we're not doing that, we'll take it right out with regard to it. So it's a kind of, I would say it's a collaborative process until it reaches here, and then a majority of this group can change whatever you want in that general plan, because it's our roadmap and our instructions to move forward. And that's from the two general plans I've worked with before. It's interesting because I have found that several recommendations make their way into there, which a majority of repeated councils are not in favor of. But we're sitting there with a shall go do this from the city council. And so taking extreme care when it comes time to approve this is warranted to make sure it matches what you want us working on.
Yeah.
As far as the art museum goes,
Mhm.
the spring salon is coming up, and the preview for that is in just a couple weeks, and the art ball will be held in May, and the tickets for that are on sale. The cheaper
May
ones are, let's see.
17th.
Yes. 18th? I think it's the 18th. Yeah, art ball is the 16th of May. And the price goes up in a couple of days on tickets. So if you want to have a hot date like we're going to have, then you should get tickets.
Who's we're gonna have?
That's my husband. He's my date.
I wondered who that guy was. I've already texted the police chief to go over and kind of shadow him. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Other things that the council needs to be aware of. These are great. Okay. Super.
Just this agenda item is also on a work session agenda. It's been here for years, and so if we have some additional time at the end of the work session, you could do this collaboration and still get out of here a few minutes earlier.
Okay. I need a motion to adjourn to a closed session for real estate, for property.
Yep, real estate's fine.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. It's a roll call vote. Mindy?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Logan?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you for coming. There you go.
Thank you, Clark.
Yes, thank you, Clark.
Yeah.
You didn't hear us.
You did.
That's okay.